let bonnet. Miss Lady, where Sonny bite you? Right there, right there, right there. Miss Lady, where Oscar bite you? Right there, right there, right there. Ouch. Ouch. Ouch.
Get ready for the first virtual Amerindian Heritage Extravaganza. Brought to you by the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs on Wednesday, September 1st at 19 hours on NCN, HJTV, E-Networks, TVG, NTN 69, MTV 65, and the Ministry of Amerindian Affairs Facebook page, with performances by the Mainstay Batavia and Pakuri cultural groups, the Riverside Angels, the Couchman family, Brandon Harding, the Mighty Pakuri, Beanick, Daniela Arajo, and Andy Penu, all backed by the Calibro Band and the Castro Brothers. Let's celebrate Amerindian Heritage Month 2021 under the theme, Maintaining Our Traditional Integrity, Celebrating Our Cultural Identity, on Wednesday, September 1st at 19 hours. Don't you miss it.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening, welcome to this evening's Newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. ExxonMobil Guyana has announced that its local content spending has now moved to $19 billion for the first half of 2020, but has yet again failed to provide a transparent and detailed breakdown of how the money it claims was spent. The company, in a statement yesterday, noted vaguely that the hefty $19 billion was spent on more than 750 Guyanese vendors of goods and services, ranging from foodstuff to engineering, and that has generated, either directly or indirectly, an economic impact of $23.1 billion. Additionally, it said since 2015, a total of $96.4 billion has been spent directly with Guyanese suppliers. But with no evidence provided to show exactly how the money was spent per the terms of the Stubber Block Agreement with ExxonMobil and its partners, Guyana would have no choice but to pay the sum. Even as the subsidiary gears to hand this bill to Guyana, the government is yet to audit the company's local content bills for 2020 and 2019, which amount to $31.9 billion and $24.3 billion, respectively. In other news, the stranded asset phenomenon is one that plagues many countries across the globe. It occurs when assets have suffered from unanticipated or premature write-downs, devaluations, or conversion to liabilities. With the global energy transition intensifying since the COVID-19 pandemic, there have been calls by some for Guyana to rush its oil production, while there is still a demand or market for it. Otherwise, its oil assets could become stranded. Upon noting those comments, an international analyst has offered his perspective on the matter, stating that there is no need for Guyana to rush its oil production in the Stubber Block, since it has light sweet crude, low production costs, and high turnover for this. Making this position known was co-director of energy practice and at a regional consultancy firm, Arthur Deakin. And moving on, Guyana may very well be experiencing the dreaded Delta wave of the COVID-19 pandemic, and according to emergency medicine specialist Dr. Zulfikar Bucks, both the unvaccinated and vaccinated must take necessary actions to safeguard themselves. Dr. Bucks, who has had a crucial hand in treating COVID-19 patients, addressed this state of affairs in his most recent column in Kaieteur News. In highlighting that there has been an upward trend in COVID-19 cases, he noted that on August 7, 2021, the 7-day average case numbers were steady at 58 cases daily. As of Saturday, August 28, the 7-day average had jumped to 131 cases. But while the unvaccinated are still accounting for the related deaths based on the doctor's observation, the vaccinated are presenting for treatment with more serious symptoms than previously. And now let's tell you, a decision to take a late afternoon stroll on Sunday turned out to be a deadly one for 27-year-old Alwyn Eastman after he was stabbed to death, reportedly over an old grievance by a man who eyewitnesses described as his enemy. Eastman, a resident of Kwamina Road, Betavawakting on the east coast of Demerara, was stabbed around 18 hours 30 along the BV Access Road. Investigators believe that the enemy who killed Eastman might be Lamont Oren Bevany, of 29 years. It is understood that Eastman had decided to take a late afternoon stroll that evening with his cousin. While they were walking along the BV Access Road, he spotted his assailant. The two, according to residents from the area, became enemies following a dispute they had some time back. Since then, they would always end up in a cuss-out, as they would say, and sometimes fights whenever they run into each other. And moving on, government officials and other public officers are still required to declare their assets even if the Integrity Commission is not in operation. This is according to former chairman of the Integrity Commission, Kumar Dorasamy. Mr. Dorasamy was at the time responding to queries about a newspaper advertisement on Sunday which called for all public officials to submit their 2021 declaration of assets and liabilities by August 31st of this year. The former chairman explained that even though the life of the Integrity Commission expired in February, the secretariat or office of the commission is still functioning. As such, he noted that as it is required by law, public officials should submit and declare their assets. And with that, we've come to the end of this evening's newscast. I'm Kevin Smith. Thank you for listening. Coming up at 19 hours 20 is Government Corruption and Justice with Ms. Kiana Wilberg.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Yeah, there is a comment from a person. They said, I listen to all your programs. I make sure I get the broadcast if I do miss it. I want to congratulate you and your staff for this initiative. You're right, all you have said, but the leaders are silent, and we see that. But the picture you're painting is very scary because you're actually telling us that there's nothing for us in the oil sector, and that's frightening to hear. Aren't you afraid for your safety, Mr. Lal? And that your exposure will make politicians want to hurt you?
Thank you for those, for your kind sentiments. Being afraid, the life I have lived, the things that I have passed through, the dilemma I have faced throughout my lifetime. They came, they killed my workers, they threw grenade, they bombed my place, they came in here looking for me. The amount of threats I have gotten, the horrendous stuff that I went through during my lifetime, I have grown to overcome. Fear. I have no fear in me whatsoever. The only person, I wouldn't say person, the only being I am afraid of is the Supreme Being. I have no fear of human beings. I can walk this world and I walk this earth without any fear of mankind. And Kimal, that is because of my belief, the things that I've went through and what I've grown to understand and how much I believe in this life. I believe that the man above is in total command and in control of our lives. I believe, excuse me, that he sent each and every one of us on earth here for a specific reason, a purpose. And when you understand life that way, you can have no fear, because you are, excuse me, you are, like I am, just fulfilling our purpose. And if the man say, Glenn Lal, your time is tomorrow, I gotta go back to him, then so be it. I have no control over that. You understand? So when you understand life that way, you can live fearlessly and you walk the world smiling. Because only that man above can harm you, can protect you, can guide you, and could make you stay on earth. I hope that's I answer that.
GHKLL on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Welcome to Kaieteur, to the National Outlook. It's Tuesday, August 31st. Yes, the year is flying. More women and girls sign up as Human Services launch WIN in Region 2. This was from Sunday Kaieteur newspaper. And listen, sometimes some of listeners, some readers, when I write, have the feeling that I am anti this or anti that. I am not. I'd like to pride myself in saying that I'm not. I give praise and credit where it's due, where it's deserving. And I think that Minister of Human Services and Social Protection is due a lot of praise and a lot of recognition for the work she's doing in that portfolio. The woman has been crisscrossing the country, this minister, this doctor, and she's lifting Guyanese up. She's there. She's honest. She's straight up. And I would like to see that more in other ministers in the PPP government. I'd like to see that in the president and the vice president, especially with our oil. We need it. Our leaders need it, if only to appear more credible. Be straight up, because the people who are depending on human services and social security, on Minister Prasad, people who are depending on oil prosperity and natural resources prosperity, meaning the president and vice president and the responsible minister, are usually the poorer ones and the needier ones, the ones who are unhappy and unwell. Those are the ones that will benefit the most. We need representatives, elected and appointed, who will stand up and give to us what is good for us. Look, ministers can't do everything, and the government and public servants can't do everything. But the bottom line is, when more than one, more than a few try constantly and try their best, they usually put out a product that is recognizable. I think that Minister Vidya Prasad has been doing that. She's doing that with the women in Region 2. She's been doing that with pensioners, old age pensioners. She's been doing that with battered women from domestic abuse violence. She's been doing that with children. And I think that this minister needs to come in for the praise that belongs to her. I would like to be able to be in a position that I'm given grounds to say the same thing for more ministers in this government, to say the same thing for all parliamentarians in Parliament, PNC, AFC, PPP, whomever. Whenever they do good things, I assure you, I, GHK Lal, will be the first one out there to say, hey, well done, do some more, I am pleased. Look, I'm no big shot in this country. My voice really doesn't count. But the bottom line is this. When ministers are honest, when our elected officials give us what they are there to do, that we can trust them, that we can believe in them and depend on them, then you know what? there's much to talk about. There's much to praise and sing, and I'd like to sing that. And today I sing the Minister of Human Services and Social Security, Dr. Vindhya Prasad, for what the work she's been doing. I think if more do like her, how much better would Guyana be? How much happier and contented would our citizens be? Because those we put in power are doing right by us. Until tomorrow, a brand new month, I'm GHK Lal on the National Outlook, Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM.
If I think about the ways you make me smile, I'd be sitting here and smiling for a while. Although I know I make you cry sometimes, your happiness is ever on my mind. I cannot repay for everything you've done, but my love for you burns brighter than the sun. No matter where my feet and mind may go, my heart will lead to you and you alone. I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. A paradise so wondrous to behold, a work of art, your heart is gleaming gold. They sail the waters, soar above the trees, to find the gem between the mountains and seas. Your children know we try though we may fall. We stand united now to heed your call. Our fathers fought the fights for liberty. Forever I'll defend Guyana free. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. Guyana, Guyana, I'll be holding on to you forevermore. Guyana, Guyana, may the blessings of God never leave your shore. Rise up for your land. Rise up, won't everybody stand? Rise up for your land. Rise up, won't everybody take a stand? Rise up for your land. Rise up, won't everybody stand? Rise up for your land. Oh,
Kaieteur Radio, keeping you informed.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Burby's 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
Weak systems of governance and the absence of the rule of law both combine to form the perfect stage for corruption to flourish. As part of our anti-corruption fight at Kaieteur Radio, we invite you to join us every Tuesday evening from 7:30